All right, good afternoon, guys. And just want to take a look back to Saturday. I was really proud of our team throughout the week. I thought we had a really good week of preparation. And, of course, the concern was the long layoff. And, we kept telling our guys that we've been practicing football and we've been playing and creating situations that should help us. And we came out, and which hasn't been the case in our games this spring, but we got off to a really fast start. Got a 3-and-out, got a rushing first down, big play to score, get another 3-and-out, and then, rush the ball and another score. So to go up 14-0, I thought was really key to get off to the fast start. And, scored on special teams, scored on defense. So overall team effort, and really pleased with the win. And we have to put it behind us like we always do, and now it's on to James Madison. And this is a team that's balanced on offense and very skilled on defense. And we got to really have another good week of prep and go on the road. And we're excited for the challenge and the opportunity to be in the quarterfinals of the FCS tournament.
Coach, home playoff win, winning a playoff game inside the O'Leary Center, what was that feeling like?
Well, it was exciting. I thought our crowd, although it was at 25%, was really into the game early, and that was the result of our pressure on the quarterback and big plays on offense, big plays on special teams. So it was quite an atmosphere and really fun to win it at home in front of our fans. And I know our guys were excited to play in the playoffs and really ready to go. Just really liked our demeanor on our Friday night, at our Friday night meetings and pre-game meal. I just felt like we had a good demeanor, and we went out and performed at a high level early in the game and really carried us throughout the game.
What does it say about this group of guys that they were able to dominate like that after taking a month off? What does it say about this group?
Well, I think we're a close-knit group. We've overcome adversity throughout the year, and you can choose to how you handle adversity. In this group and this team has really done a good job of whatever we're faced with, looking forward, staying positive, appreciating the opportunity to play, and the result was pretty rewarding because I think our guys have done a really good job of handling this situation. So I'm really happy for the guys, the players, the staff. I'm really happy for those guys. They put a lot of time and effort into these games.
And what's the feeling like heading to James Madison? They were the number 1 ranked team through a lot of the season. Kind of what's the feeling like heading down to Virginia?
Well, we're excited. We've never been there before, and we know they're a very good program, top program in the country for a number of years. And when you get down to the Final 8, everybody's going to be a challenge. Yet you got to look at it as an exciting opportunity for this team and our program as a whole.
Greg Medea here in Harrisonburg at the Daily News Record. Hi, Bubba. I just wanted to kind of get your impressions of James Madison's rushing attack. Ran for over 300 yards this past Saturday. What were your impressions so far in your early preparation?
Yeah, very mobile and physical on the offensive line. I really am impressed by that group. Work well together. They have a lot of seniors on the team, so this is an experienced group up in the trenches, and then the running backs are talented. Obviously, when you can take it 99 yards for a touchdown, that's great speed, and they were able to do that. And just to be able to run the football, that opens up a lot of things for you. So that's going to be a challenge for our team, and they're skilled at the receivers, and so very impressed with their offensive unit. Quarterback, very good player. They rotate a little bit and give both of them an opportunity to make plays. So this will be a real challenge for our team.
I was going to ask, you guys, I think, are 8th nationally in sacks. What have you guys done to generate good pressure on the quarterback and the opposing backfield?
Well, we try to do some of it scheme-wise, but it's really our guys, relentless effort. We bring 4 and 5 and try to change it up, which guys we'll bring in to, force teams to prepare for that. But, it's really the guys executing schemes, defensive staff, trying to, figure out what's best to run in certain situations. But really, to get quarterback sacks, you got to have success on the early downs to get teams into throwing situations, and that's really going to be key on Saturday, that we can create some negative plays and get James Madison having to throw the football, and that's a real challenge and hard to do. We know that, but we're gonna work hard to get ready for that.
And just last one for me, a big picture question. To win your first playoff game as a program and to be in this position, what's it mean to you having been there and built the program up a little bit to this point?
Yeah, I'm just really happy for our current players, current staff, and all the guys throughout 2014, and really all the people and the coaches that have been involved in the Division I move. You know, it takes a lot of time, effort, sacrifice, previous coaches, administrators, and the supporters. That's who you're really happy for, those people that have all been involved to this effort. And now we get an opportunity to be in the tournament and to win a game and get rewarded for that. And it's been a long time coming, and we're pleased that we were the ones that were able to do it. But we got to put it behind us and move on, because you know, we want to do more, and we know it's going to be a real challenge going out to Virginia to get this done.
Hey, Coach, how do you carry this momentum of the big win at home onto the road now in the playoffs?
Well, you hope it gives you some confidence, but it's really about preparation. That's what we really focus on, and keeping our guys in the moment, one day at a time. You know, it's exciting, but you got to really work hard mentally, physically, and then emotionally. We're going to have to be ready at 6 o'clock Eastern time on Sunday evening, and that's really what you got to do. But if you can stay in the moment, I really think you give yourself a better chance to be successful, that you just focus on your preparation at this point and then get emotionally ready on Sunday.
How do you keep your players in the moment? Like you said, it's the furthest the team's ever gotten in playoffs.
Well, I think when they start studying the Dukes, they're going to be in the moment. That's what you're supposed to do. You got to study your opponents. You got to learn the game plan. And when you go out on the practice field, you work hard to execute that game plan. We're going to make some mistakes. We know that. That's why you practice. And then you correct them. And that's how you stay in the moment, just to learn and constantly prepare the best you can mentally and physically this week. And like I said, then the last part, each individual needs to be emotionally ready on Sunday evening.
Coach, I know after the game it was kind of hard to tell the extent of the injury, but now that you know what Bubba is dealing with, how tough is it to lose him, and how tough is it to lose a guy that was so good so early on in his career to acclimate himself to what you guys do?
Yeah, you know, it's always disappointing when guys lose their season due to injury. That's been coaching football a long time, and I always say that's one thing I just don't like about our game, when guys get hurt and unable to compete. And he's a really fierce competitor, so really feel badly for him. You know, for the team, we've got to be able to, once again, handle the adversity, move forward. Really excited for the guys that are going to get opportunities. They've worked hard and practiced for these opportunities. We tell our guys all the time that, you know, you're one play away from getting your opportunity, and we got to work on that this week and see who's ready to give us that best chance to be successful on Sunday, and we'll be excited for those guys when we get to that point.
You talk about staying in the moment. I don't know that there's been maybe another quarterback that stay as good in the moment as Tommy Schuster has. Does it surprise you how much he just doesn't panic, how much in the moment he stays as just a freshman?
Well, you know, just since he's been here, what you see is what you get, and we just know that's Tommy. I can't explain it any other way. It's a strength. It's whether it's a gift or whether he developed, whatever it is, we sure appreciate that he can stay calm in those type of situations. And a lot of it's, guys, it's preparation. You know, if you're really prepared, if you prepare well, you feel pressure, but you don't feel stress. You know, when there's pressure, those are big time moments in a game when you can make a play. Stress is when you're unprepared. And Tommy does a great job of preparing so he can go out and execute the best of his abilities.
Yeah, you kind of delved into my next question, which was, this has obviously been such an odd year for anybody to get their first couple starts under their belt. How do you think he's adjusted to being the starting guy, especially in a year where you don't know if you're going to be playing the week of?
Well, you know, I think he does a good job of just being who he is, doesn't try to be anybody else. He stays in the moment because that's what he loves to do. He's not he's going to be on the screen here in a little bit. I just don't believe that's Tommy's deal. That's not why he plays football. He plays football because he loves to practice and he loves to go out and play in the games. And that's what we see from him. He's not worried about all the outside stuff, and he just really stays into the practices and the games and stays very calm while he's doing it.
Is that hard for a freshman to do sometimes in your experience?
I think it's really hard, but his demeanor really helps him. But young guys, that's usually something you grow into and have to be in those situations. And you know, this Saturday will be another situation that he's going to be faced with, and we're going to, you know, do the best we can to prepare him and protect him and do all those things that we do preparing for a game. And Tommy just really does a good job of preparing himself for these situations.
Hi, Wayne F. with the Richmond Town Dispatch in Richmond, Virginia. I know you guys have allowed just the one sack this year, averaging about 200 yards per game on the ground. What has made your offensive line, so strong, consistent, throughout this spring?
Yeah, it's been development to those guys. You know, we have Nate Nguyen, Ryan Tobin have played a lot of snaps for us. Donnie Ventrelli, a young player that's played quite a bit. Matt Wiletsko was not with us for most of the season last year. We lost him due to injury. And then, Easton Kilty got his first start last week. So it's been a lot of work by those guys. And not just those guys. The entire room has worked really hard in their development of technique, learning schemes. I think Coach Pavlik does an excellent job of really building a great deal of pride. And we know that room has to be a close-knit group, and they are a close-knit group, and they work very hard. They're not just hard workers at practice and at games. We see them competitive when it's whether we got to do a volunteer event. They're the first guys that get signed up, or we got to have early registration. Whatever it is, they're really on top of their stuff that they need to get done, and I think that carries over to their performance throughout the week, whether it's practice or games.
Then what impressed you the most about Otis, just, both his on-field talent and what he brings to your team overall?
Yeah, just very, very hard-nosed, explosive runner, and he can do different things for us. We think he's a complete back, that he can run inside, outside. He's really in the open field. I think he's tough to bring down, but Otis just doesn't want to be a ball carrier. He works hard at learning pass protections, and he just loves football. At practice, we get a lot of energy out of Otis. He'll practice hard, and he brings a lot to our team.
Yeah, Coach, can you kind of run us through what you see in the relationship between Danny Floyd and Tommy Schuster? How do those two work together, and how do they work through a game plan coming into a game week?
Yeah, a lot of meeting time, not only with Tommy, with the quarterback room, and spend a lot of time together. There's a lot of conversation on what we think is good, what Danny thinks is good, what Tommy likes, what we like as a group, and we want to do what the quarterback feels good about running. And, those conversations go on weekly. If you know anything about Danny Freund, him and Tommy are very different. If you remember Danny when he was playing, there's a lot of emotion and all that. And when he's coaching, there's a lot of emotion. And our quarterback is different. And the greatest thing about that is they're allowed to be themselves. Don't expect each other to be something different. And they have a really good relationship. And the play caller and the quarterback got to have a really good relationship. I'm pleased that they do.
And then, as a defensive coach, Danny comes in with kind of a modern offense. Has he ever had to really convince you that, like, hey, we're going to run some gadgety plays, or we're going to have some trick plays? Were those ever hard conversations between the two of you?
I don't think so. I think, when we offered him the position and he was going to take the position, I was convinced he was the guy because he brings a lot of energy to the football team, and he has a lot of fun coaching football, and our guys really rally around some of the fun we're having. They want to execute these plays, but we still, if you look at it, the majority of our work is really base football. It really is, and then we throw in some other things, and have a lot of fun doing it, and our guys want to execute those plays.
And then I'm kind of changing course a little bit here, but I wanted to circle back kind of on Nate Nguyen receiving, all conference honors. Just wondering if you could kind of tell from your perspective what he's provided, maybe both this season and his career as a whole.
Yeah, he's provided a lot of toughness, and you talk about a serious guy. He's really focused. Had to work hard to learn the game. He hadn't, we recruited him, and we knew he was strong, but came in and really worked hard at learning technique and learning the schemes. He does a lot for us on the offensive line with recognizing schemes and just provides that leadership. And that's why he was voted captain. The guys appreciate him. I think he's willing to talk to guys if he thinks something is a little out of line in the locker room or on our team. He's willing to step forward and let guys know, and I think he does it in a real professional manner. This is a guy that has earned the respect of his teammates, and I'm really pleased from where we started when we recruited him out of high school to where he is now. There's been all kinds of positive growth, and I'm really pleased and excited to be his coach, that's for sure.
And then just one more on me here. With the outlook to Bo Belquist, is there any concern about the fall, or how does it sit for the turnaround for next year?
Do not know the answer to that question yet. We won't know till probably late this week.
Hey, Bubba, just with the extra day that you have this week, how do you kind of utilize that to your advantage as you go on the road?
Well, you use it for an extra day of prep. We talked about it last night briefly, and as we put it together, our weekly plan this morning, it gives you an extra day of practice, but we got to be smart. We want to, every week we talk about preparing our guys mentally and taking care of them physically. And this is where I really believe when you trust your players, you can have them involved in this decision. And you talk to them about how they're feeling, what they think is best. And we're going to listen to our players, coaching staff, but we know, both players and coaches, that this is an advantage that we have an extra week to prepare, especially when you're traveling and you're the road opponent. You get this extra day is really helpful.
I know you mentioned it earlier with the line, but how big is the point of attack once you get to Sunday against a team like JMU, both on the offense and defensive side of the ball?
Well, you better be good at the point of attack. That's football. You got to block the initial threats to get your running game going. To protect the passer, you got to have either bodies on a guy or eyes on a guy, so you know who's coming. And then defensively, you better be good at point of attack, because really impressed with their tailbacks. If they get out in space in a hurry, they're tough to bring down, and they've got some real skills. So we're going to have to be really good on both sides of the ball at the point of attack.
Last one for me, Bubba. What has Noah Larson just kind of provided for this defense this spring on that side of the ball?
Yeah, steady Eddie, big physical guy. He's a big inside guy that will surprise you with his mobility, and he makes a lot of plays. He has a little knack for slipping blocks and does a lot of things naturally that you can't coach. And, he's really taken a positive step this year in the mental knowledge and the comfortableness with the defense. He's way ahead of where he was in the fall of, when was the last time we played? That year, if you guys remember when that was. But he's ahead of that time, and I think it's really made him a much more solid, consistent performer.
A couple from back on Saturday. You touched on it. This team at times this year has gotten out of the gates a little bit slow. What do you attribute the fast start to that we saw against Missouri State on Saturday?
Well, I thought, we ran the football well early. We went for some big plays early, trying to, get something going at home. And, it's all how the defense is playing you too, how you react. And our guys did a good job of it, executed well early. Defensively, obviously, it was pressure, stopping the run and getting pressure on the quarterback. And that really helps you. And, getting the ball back in a hurry, getting 3 and outs really helped us on Saturday. And we were able to do that early in the game.
You took the early lead, and then it seemed like this team, you just kept your grip on the game. There really wasn't an opportunity for them to get back in it. Talk about how this team did maintain the game, control the game, and see this game out really with comfort at the start of that third quarter.
Yeah, would have liked to play more solid early in the third quarter. I think we made some mistakes that we'd rather not make. And that every situation you got to learn how to handle, and you develop your team, and the guys got to be a mature football team to handle that situation. But we hadn't really been in that situation this year that we had that type of lead and the way it went about getting that lead. So we really needed to get the first score, and we were able to score on defense and score on a special team, so that really helped us. And then, we're trying to run the clock, and they know it, and made it difficult to run, but that's what we were trying to do, is run the clock and shorten the game. And, it worked out for us. And then our younger guys came in and had a nice drive at the end. So we were pleased with that when guys get their opportunity to do that too. And, the second half was a little bit different than we've ever had this spring, and we have to be able to handle that situation.
And then last one for me. I know you've already turned the page on Missouri State. You're looking ahead to this weekend. But where does last weekend's win rank? For you, you had some big wins in your time, but where does that one rank for you in your 7 years as head coach?
Well, we advanced in the FCS playoffs for the first time, so it's right up there. It was exciting. Was really proud of our guys, and we really looked forward to the opportunity to play and be selected this spring, and really wanted the opportunity to move on. And here we are, down to the final 8 with another huge opportunity, playing one of the best programs in the country over the last, I don't know how many years, but they've been very good for a long time out there at James Madison.